we were dancing हैन अनि त्यसपछि I was also हल्का drunk हैन अनि त्यसपछि we were dancing अनि त्यसपछि त्यो the friend's dad, friend's mom अनि like there were other students as well, there were other people as well, and they were staring down at us and we were dancing like anything, nothing, no one is looking at like as fun. And then as I was dancing, I like made eye contact with your friend dad again. That was the most embarrassing moment that happened to me in any MUN, right?
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spill the Drinks podcast where we spill our useless opinions like we spill our drinks, I guess. It's your host Sumyeet with my co-hosts.
I'm your co-host for today, Fullemo.
And joining them, Mom Digger.
Today we have a special guest who we plan on interviewing. Introducing our guests from Navya Nepal. Prayash, Sirish and Prajwal. Guys, do you have anything to...
Why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Tell us a bit more about yourselves.
Hello everyone, I'm Prajwal. I am one of the founders and the co-president of Navya Nepal. And Navya Nepal is basically it's not a legally established organization. It's just a group of people, enthusiastic people who are doing things for the society. We distributed Rahat packages during the lockdown as well, and now we are working in the field of political awareness. Yeah, basically that. And I'm very thankful towards the people who are on this podcast, Sumyeet and group basically. So yeah, that's me.
Hi everyone, I'm Sirish Bohra, and I'm also one of the founders of Navya Nepal. I'm actually currently the vice president of Navya Nepal. So if you would ask me what Navya Nepal is, I tell you that it's kind of a versatile organization. We started off with the idea of opening a parent organization to run our MUNs, but after the post-COVID situation, we decided to change it into a philanthropic organization for some time. And when things get better, we'll again step forth with our MUN organization. So that's it.
So I am Prayas Soja, and I'm also the president and co-founder of Navya Nepal. So let me give you a little bit of information about how did we form Navya Nepal. As Sirish mentioned that we were wanting to establish a parent organization for our MUNs and debates, and during this lockdown we came up with an idea. The entire founders of the three founders of Navya Nepal came up with an idea of doing something to help the people, and then we came up with the donation program. Following that, Navya Nepal started a new idea, something that is bringing about change, and we have started a weekly show where we have general discussions, or we invite guests in our own YouTube channel, and that is Samajik Navya Drishti. And following that, we'll be also coming up with general debates, and soon we'll be having a Navya virtual MUN, and then when the time's perfect, we'll be starting a cleaning campaign. So you can see that Navya Nepal is almost in every field, and we'll be coming up with very interesting programs and intriguing programs. Yeah, that's it.
So talking about your show, I saw the first episode. I must say, you made me quite a fan. The show was chaotic, but still it was pretty informative and entertaining as well. As you mentioned,
so what Prayas tried to do was he tried to copy the Indian media, specifically Arnab Goswami's channel, and that's what we did.
Yeah. So basically, we basically had our version of Republic TV from India, and I was trying my best to become Arnav Goswami, and that was the reason why it was so chaotic.
He ended up as Rishi Damala, and things got a bit messy.
But then it's fine. Ending up as Rishi Damala is also not a bad option.
But at one point, you guys were literally screaming at the screen as if you were in front of each other.
Yeah, that's
That
what
was-
Indian news does.
Exactly, that's the definition of Asian news.
The next thing
so-
you need is like 10 more people and bunch of more screens and just shout everyone at the same time.
It looked like if you were in front of each other, like actually you would punch each other to prove a point. So getting on with that, you made some pretty strong claims regarding the Nepalese government. For those who didn't watch the show, could you explain what the agenda for the last week was?
So we had it was testing the competency of the government, and we looked for people who had differing viewpoints, who had different approaches to the current government of Nepal. We had people from the opposition Nepali Congress, we had people from the government side supporting the NCP, we had people supporting the Raja ल्याu Abhiyan and Raja Udesh Bachao Abhiyan as well. And so basically it was that interaction between the three major factions that are currently that are in the political battlefield of Nepal, and we brought them together to exchange their viewpoints. That was basically it.
So is like politics something that Navya Nepal is going to do more in the future, and you guys personally?
Yeah, like I said, we're currently working on political awareness, right? So it's not like we're gonna get directly involved in politics someday through the organization itself. I cannot speak for the individuals who are present in the organizations because they are independent individuals who have their own things they can do in life. But then as a part of the organization and within the mandate of the organization, we're not going to actually in the near future directly participate in any form of politics in Nepal. But then sure, we will be working on political awareness, which is a slightly different thing than actually getting involved in politics.
Okay, so Prayas and series both mentioned it, but I really like you guys to elaborate on the birth of this organization a little bit more. How can you tell us a little bit step by step, and what led you to making the organization in the first place?
So I did tell you about the MUNs that we did. So let me give you a brief history about the entire thing. It was I just had returned from I and Prajwal met during Dashay of 2076, and then I returned and something struck.
We didn't meet on to 2076. We knew each other long before that.
Yeah, we knew what exactly about the organization, and then I came home. Then something struck, and then I just told Prajwal that let's come up with an organization. Let's come up with something known as Y debates. Because we had YMUN, so you can guess that Y debates. And then we thought of coming up with an organization, concrete organization. And then we started thinking of the members. Who could we have? Who should be the proper founding members? Then even in school, my job was more like discussing with Series or Reason about what will we be doing about this entire organization. The exact moment that formed Navya Nepal was when Prajwal, I, and even Series in school decided that we'll be doing something with an organization when we come up with YMUN3. So our priority was establishing this organization as the parent organization for YMUN3, and the first name that we gave to this organization was Navya Nepal. And most of you guys know it, I guess, because I was the one sending the link of the Instagram page to every single person, and basically asking for followers.
My question was that so it sounds like you didn't plan for it to become like a social political awareness type of organization. When did it change from the we are going to do MUNs to we have to do something for the betterment of the society?
The
Yeah.
Corona thing.
The brave Chinese changed it.
We had YMN3 planned out. and during the lockdown itself, Navya Nepal was formed. Actually, the Navya Nepal thing, the name and the organization itself. However, we had initial ideas of the organization long before. The organization itself, I would not say I would not use the term organization because we're not legally registered anywhere. But then, for the convenience of that word again, organization. So the organization actually got together after the lockdown happened, because then we were after the lockdown itself, we organized a debate, online debate. I guess Sumyeet was there. Yeah, Sumyeet participated in that debate as well, and that was not from Navya Nepal. That was from our YMUN thing. And then it seemed like nothing could be done about YMN3. Right, there was no chance that we were organizing YMN3. So then we started to divert towards, okay, what's the long-term plan here? Because alternatives, basically, right? So then that the initial idea of the organization really struck at that moment, and then we went on to establish Navya Nepal officially with our Instagram group chat. That's how organizations get established these days. So then we decided, okay, what to do. And then we had this plan about distributing rahat.
So MUNs have been brought up like countless amount of time in this podcast itself, and it's something I personally find really fascinating. So you guys are veterans, I'd say, in MUNs. So why don't you guys try and sell the concept of MUNs to anyone that's watching and does not know what MUNs are?
Okay. So MUNs, right? So the concept of MUNs is extremely fascinating. It developed right after the United Nations was established in the 1950s at Harvard University, right? So that the idea got established back then, and then it's still a prevalent thing to do in 2020. That's almost like 70 years later, and the fact that the idea had survived that long amount of time pretty much explains. It has thrived, it has developed, it has become better and better for that long period of time. Pretty much explains how good of an idea it is. It is basically, okay, to people who have not heard anything about MUNs, MUN stands, it's an acronym that stands for Model United Nations, and it means exactly what it sounds like. It is a model of the United Nations. It is where you have discussions that you would have at the countries have at the United Nations. You have the same discussions, but then you have the discussions as the people you're discussing with are fellow other participants that are attending that Model United Nations. And when I say attending a Model United Nations, there are events, programs, there are conferences. These are called conferences that occur every now and then. Even now, there are plenty of online Model United Nations, and we also plan to conduct an online Model United Nations if this lockdown stretches, which it looks like it's going to stretch a lot in Nepal. But then, going back to MUNs, right? So the idea is, like, the reason why I say it's so brilliant is because it is not just debate. It is not just like a speech contest. It's a mixture of everything. It's a mixture of your wit. It's a mixture of your presentation. It includes your interaction with, or general interaction with other people, and it includes life skills, right? Apart, like debates are organized debates, like there is a specific topic, and then there who is against who. You cannot change sides, you cannot bring out policies and stuff, right? But then in an MUN, you can do basically anything that you want, but then you have to obviously make logic out of it based on your country's stances. Again, when I say your country's stances, you're assigned a country in a Model United Nations conference, and you have to represent that country in the said discussion about a certain topic. And the topic is usually a very broad issue that's going on. For example, the North Korean crisis that took place, or for now we can talk about the coronavirus. A possible agenda would be Russia releasing the vaccine for coronavirus. So in that case, you would be given a country, for example, you would be given United States of America, and then you have to go there and say why this is not good for us right now, why it is not properly tested. And then if you went as Russia, you would say, okay, no, it is good. We have tested it properly, and it is good for the market. US is just trying to put us down because we're not their enemies. We're not their allies. We're not their ally, and they don't want us to grow economically, right? So that's what you would do as respective delegates of United States of America and Russia. So accordingly, you have other countries as well, and the more the countries, the better the discussion is, because the more diverse the conversation gets, because each country is bringing their own interests. And like I said, you can manipulate the whole thing as you want. Like, you can do basically anything as long as it is within the mandate of what your country would do. And that too can be under, like, you can create such circumstances that your country completely changes your stance, right? Which you cannot do in a standard debate, and which you absolutely cannot do in a speech contest. So out of all these formats of public speaking, MUNs are like at the top of the list, because it includes everything, and plus so much things that debates and speech contests cannot offer to the participants. But then there is you could argue for both, like debates are better than MUNs, or from the side that MUNs are better than debates. But then I personally think MUN has that slight edge over debates, just because of the fact that you can change your stance at any point in an MUN, and it's so much more complex than a debate, and obviously so much more complex than a speech contest. So that's why I love MUNs. And also it includes a position paper. Position paper is basically you write an essay on the topic as the country. So it includes like a writing skill as well. So like nothing better, no other public speaking format would include all of these things that I have listed that an MUN has. So that's why I personally love MUNs, and MUNs are over every other public speaking format.
Okay, so you guys have obviously you guys already mentioned you guys have like started your own MUNs, you have organized your own MUNs, and one interesting thing that I found was like one interesting story that I've heard over and over again is the after parties that you hold in your MUNs. Anyone wants to speak about that? I've heard very notorious stories about
the after parties. So the first after party was like quite memorable. It was my birthday. The third day of the MUN was my birthday, and I think Shubham remembers the controversy we had in the Pinnacle School. We were not allowed to.
By the way, I've been to both YMUNs.
There were some obscene things written on Prayash's birthday cake. Let's just say that.
Let's just say the venue was not so epic.
The principal was not at all happy. If you would have seen what we had written on the cake, the principal would not have been happy.
And then they were too harsh. They did not allow us to do the closing ceremony. But then I'm kind of confused that they didn't allow us to do the closing ceremony, but allowed us to have a short delegate dance type. Like, that's pretty strange.
Like that happened because they didn't give us the whole auditorium, right? But then we could do it in the basketball court. They told us do it in the basketball court, and we were like, okay, we'll distribute the closing ceremony things in the committees themselves, and then the delegate dance in the social event in the on the basketball court. So after party, right? So again, like MUNs are events that have financial aspects involved. So you have to pay a certain amount to go to an MUN because they provide you food and they provide you stationery and stuff, right? And as people who have organized two MUNs, it is very disheartening to say that we have not been able to as much financial profit as we would have wished, which would have made the after party stories a lot better right now.
Yeah.
But then
Wait, how much
It
did
was,
you guys actually earn? We can cut it out, right? But I'm genuinely curious. Kati ko baya? Like first.
it's the
or
only,
second,
I'll tell you what the deal is about with the fine money. Right? You can keep this in. Right? MUNs, a financial aspect of MUNs, right? So I'll tell you. Okay, I'll just tell you. Right? We were at one point, like Prash and I were walking around Kathmandu with at least 100,000 rupees in cash in our pockets. Not after the MUN, right? During the MUN. So that's what happens when you organize MUNs. After the day we first start collecting the money to the last day of the MUN, that's really the phase where we like add the financial benefits of MUN. The day we finished the last day of the MUN, where we had to pay out all the people, the food, the music and the stuff. After we paid it, there was not actually a lot of like profit in financial terms left. But then the thing was, after we once started collecting, we had like a lot of money with us, and we were walking around with that money like every day. Like we had to buy stuff, I know. But then again, there was that financial elasticity, if you say, in our lives. Like you want to eat something, you don't have to think twice about. You don't have to like look at the restaurant bill about the kati parla or calculate and stuff like you would do when you have like your own money, you know? So that's one of the most like beneficial things about organizing an MUN. If you're the organizer during like if you're smart enough, obviously you'll have money afterwards as well. But then like basic organizing, like OS level, move level organizing, where you don't like think of your profit making. At least you'll have extreme amount of fun during from the first day you start collecting money to the last day of the MUN.
Okay, the last topic that I wanted to discuss is regarding your recent social activity or something. You guys had a fundraiser for a school, and would you like to like elaborate on that and take us step by step on what you guys did?
So what we did was like, again, then there is a story like this. These things do not go plan like some like out of the blue moon. We have an idea, and then I and Prajul discussed it, and then I transferred the discussion to series. Firstly, what we did was we had a meeting, and then we decided to come up with a video, and then we circulated the video in the social media. After that, we started receiving help. Then what we did was we opened an e-seva account where people could transfer the donation amount. Following that, I went to some of my friends' place, and then I started talking to their parent. His parents ended up giving 2,500 and 10 to 15 copies. And with that being done, we followed the same procedure. We started convincing people, but then the main factor was the video that we made. We started circulating it, and then we started using our parents' contact. We started talking to some of the people, and then they helped us. And one of our board members, Nishal Dai, he also made a video. And then one of the ex-Xaverian, I don't exactly remember his name, but one of the ex-Xaverian currently residing in Melbourne, Elcus. So basically, we collected the amount, and after that, what we did was Series and myself, for Series and I, we started visiting various places, and we started knowing the amount. And then just a day before the event, the entire donation event, I, Sirish, Ankit went to one of the stationery shop. Then I went to a stationery shop. Then what we did was like I and Sirish, we started convincing those shopkeeper, and we got some pencils, pens, and then sharpener erasers. So we basically collected the amount, and then there's something struck to my mind. We started making up packets, and when kept everything in a packet, and then the next day we also thought of giving biscuits and juice because we had the money left, and so we did not wanted to do the MUN thing with the money. We used it for buying something for the student. We also got a donation from one of the organization. I don't even remember the name. They gave us surgical masks, and we used it, and we had the program there. That's pretty much it with the way we organized it.
Pretty commendable how you pulled up such a great effort starting from basically nothing. You have also built up a pretty decent amount of followers that have supported you in one way or another. You have also gained some media recognition. I mean, you have achieved pretty much what an organization coming from freshly graduated high school students. What else are you expecting from the organization in the future?
So now, the first thing is that we are very high on this Samajik Navya Drishti. So other than that, what I'm planning is to work on the acid attack issue. We're not just focusing on the girls being attacked with acid. We are focusing on both the genders with respect to every single aspect that's happening. We are trying to contact one of the psychologists because this is something related with the brain, and we are trying to work on it. So we hope that it's gonna happen really soon. Other than that, for this organization, what I'm personally thinking is that we'll be coming up with the first iteration of Navya Model United Nations, and I hope that will be one of the best Model United Nations that will be ever doing. We have ever done or will be ever doing, because we are pretty much invested in it. We are also I'm also personally thinking of a new program, new structural program. I'm also thinking of something known as Parliament, with the similar MUN concept, but something totally different. Not just the MUN, but we'll be running it like the Parliament. So this is the other idea we have, and we are also soon opening the list, soon opening the call for members, not the board members, because we'll be having the board members. Other than the board members, the voluntary members, we will be calling for the voluntary members, so that we'll be running the organization in a pretty smooth way. So we have a lot of ideas, but then the COVID-19 situation needs to stop. So yeah, let's hope.
Yeah, we'll wish you luck, and thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure to be on the show.
We hope you prosper in whatever you have in mind, and we hope that the next time you come back, you will bring more attention to our podcast.
So before ending this, I would also like to say that the boys are doing a commendable job, and it's not an easy job to come up with a podcast and continue it for more than 2 or 3 episodes, because it goes dry. But then the boys are doing a commendable job by producing really interesting content. So everyone, please like, share, and subscribe, and also tune into our show. Let's hope that this podcast becomes one of the best podcasts in the nation, or even in the world. So good luck to the boys, and yeah, thank you for having us here.
That has been Spill the Drinks podcast. Please go check them out. Navya Nepal, they're doing something really novel, and spill your drinks as well.